listen to them and see what I said, that type of thing. So, and what the other person said, of course. You want to talk about gun rights, and I didn't press record until after you gave the okay. So, do you mind repeating what you said about gun ownership and stuff?
Well, essentially, that it is a right because self-preservation is a right, and guns are very effective means of self-preservation.
Mm-hmm.
And just like any right, you can lose it. Just like free speech, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly. There are certain circumstances where those rights will not remain intact, and more often we do see guns rights revoked because when you commit a crime with a gun, then it gives more of a reason to revoke the right. And if we're talking about assembly, I mean, with the COVID pandemic, a lot of people's technical rights to assembly have been somewhat revoked, but it is for a cause that is more important than being able to go to Walmart.
Okay, so just starting off, you had said that um, that it's a right, not a privilege, and that um, because you have a right to self-preservation, and it's the best means of self-preservation. Am I quoting you correctly? Have I said everything you said correctly?
Yes.
Okay, good, good. So you say that you need a gun to preserve your life. Is that correct?
I say that it is definitely a helpful method
It's
of
helpful,
preserving your life.
so you don't need it.
Yes. It's, I mean, there are other methods, but I would say it's the most useful
What
method.
makes it the most useful in your opinion? Let's say, for example, I need food. How does a gun help me get food?
Did you say prudent?
What do you mean?
Well, you said how does a gun help you get prudent
Food.
food?
Yeah, food.
Well, it's not supposed to help you get food. Freedom of speech doesn't help you get food. I mean, you can ask for food, but say freedom
Freedom
of
of speech helps you
assembly.
get food. What do you mean? So does freedom of
So,
assembly. Both of those help you get food. Well, one of the things that we have right now because of COVID is the oh man, I forgot what it's called. I forgot what they're called, but they are the people who round up food and they give it out to people. That's assembly, and then the rights to name themselves whatever they want and to put out whatever official statements they want. That's the right to free speech. So they could call themselves the Fuck Donald Trump Food Agency, and that would be perfectly fine. Fuck America Food Agency, and that would be perfectly fine. See, that's the right to free
I mean,
expression. Right.
that's true, but them having free speech isn't what allows them to give food to people. Like if we're talking about these charities that are giving out food, every one of them can carry a gun with them because they want to be safe. That doesn't mean it's the Second Amendment that allows them to give food to people.
No, 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 but it's the Second Amendment that allows them to talk to others about giving them food. For example, if Donald Trump were to say something like, "You're not allowed to give food to Democrats," making that illegal, because and then there's people outwardly calling themselves Democrats. So that's right there, the freedom of speech thing. You know, you're allowed to call yourself and believe what you want.
Okay, and I'm saying, yeah, you can do that, but
Right.
that's not what makes it where you can give food to other people.
That
And also, not
if we
allowing people to eat food is also another, immoral thing that would be revoking basically someone's right to exist by refusing to allow you to eat food, which is another bad idea.
Well, there's ways to go around that stuff using wording and phrasing. Like, for example, the whole confusing rights and privileges by telling people that it's a gun right, whereas it's actually a privilege. That's actually one of the things that freedom of speech allows people to do.
Well, freedom of speech isn't absolute either. You can't incite violence. You
Right.
can't, like the famous, you can't, fire in a crowded
Well,
theater.
actually, you can do
Now,
those things.
you can't, well, I actually did have a conversation about this last night.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, but you can do those things. You know
you
that,
can't,
right? Christopher Hitchens got on stage, literally said "fire, fire, fire" to prove that you could do it.
yes, and I did have a conversation about that last night. But if you do incite violence, then you will most likely be sent to jail, or at least have the local police authorities come and talk to you. If you say, we need to say, aim this guy,
No, they don't. I don't know what world you're living in, man, but that's just patently false. I mean, Donald Trump got on stage literally telling people to hit the guy and to hurt the protester.
If you call the police, they are going to question me.
Right, if you said you were going to kill me. Right, kill. But that's because that's a murder. No, that's not inciting violence. That's a murder threat. That's.
If I didn't murder you, then they're
It's a threat. No, it's still a threat. It's assault.
Yes, it's a threat, and
It's called assault. You can't say I'm going to kill you. That's called assault. Do you know what assault and battery is?
you're using words to do it. So freedom of speech is not absolute.
Okay, you're not allowed to infringe on another person's freedoms. Okay? Their rights. No, there is no except. You're not allowed to.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said except. My apologies. So, you understand that you're not allowed to infringe on someone else's rights or you lose your own. Correct?
Exactly.
Okay. So,
what I've been saying with guns. If you
guns are not a right.
The Second Amendment begs to differ.
No, the Second Amendment says that it's the state's order. They are ordered to have
It says nothing
a.
about the state.
Yes, it
It
does.
says the militia. All it says is the militia. And
Go ahead and pick
militia
up,
is the people.
pull out. Go ahead and pull it out right now and read it verbatim, please. We're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. Pull it out verbatim. Did you also see the things that I posted on the online? It's specifically about the 10 years ago when the Supreme Court changed the meaning of the Second Amendment towards what you're saying. So you understand that the Supreme Court changed the meaning.
Change it out.
No, yes, it is. They reinterpreted it.
Understood the
No,
meaning
they
until
reinterpreted it 10 years ago.
90s.
Did you read the articles I posted?
Everybody in America
So it doesn't seem like you read
understood
them,
the Second Amendment
but that's fine.
was- Yes, I did read them.
Oh, you did read them.
Yes, and everybody understood what the Second Amendment did for about the first 200 years, and then gun control started to become a thing, and we had to interpret it. The Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia necessary for the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't see the part where it says the state can
You even
issue
said
guns to
it.
people.
Okay, I don't see the part where it says individuals can own guns either.
The right of the people to keep and bear arms.
Of the people as a whole, the people. That's not a person. Literally, you're saying the opposite. I'm telling you
Everyone is
a
part of the people. I am a part of the people. You
Right.
are part of the people.
as a whole. You are part of the people, quote unquote, the people. The people, not
Doesn't need to list the
people.
328 million people who live in America.
No, but it doesn't say of each individual United States citizen. It's talking about of the people, and the people.
Yes, the people is everyone.
Right, but you're using ambiguous language here, bud. Come on, don't be like that.
No, what's so ambiguous? It says the people.
Right.
The people is everyone.
No. The people are the ones who are citizens of the United States as a whole.
Yes, the people.
We are the people. I am not the people. I am part of the
You are
people.
part of the people.
Right.
Because you are part of the people, you have the right to keep and bear arms.
Exactly. To what? For what extent?
Well, as long as you do not commit a crime.
No. What, to what extent? You left words out. You said you have as part of the people, you have the right to own and bear arms.
Keep and bear arms.
Own or keep is the same thing, but that's fine. Keep and bear arms.
Yes.
To what? To what extent? To
I'm not sure when you...
there's more words after that. To keep and bear arms. To
Yeah, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
so that they can do what? For the there's a lot more words in the Second Amendment than just the right to bear arms. There's a lot more words in there. And when you leave out the commas, the information that's in between the commas, each one of those commas is a break in the meaning. So once you read the comma, it gives context to the words prior to it. So go ahead and read the first words and stop at the comma. And stop at the comma.
A well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state.
Right. A well-regulated militia is necessary for what was that?
The security of a free state. Which
Okay.
does not mean
How
that
many
the
states
state
were
has to
there?
issue.
How many states were there during the writing of this?
I believe around 13.
Okay, so right now we're talking about 50 states. So times changed and there were more states written. So they allowed it to write in there for more states. Go ahead and read the next part.
The right of the people to keep and
Right. So it says it's talking about the state, and then it's talking about the people. Who are the members of, quote unquote, the state? Who run the government?
Well, it doesn't say run. It says militia, and as the founding father said, the militia is everyone. A militia doesn't have to be an organized military. A militia can just be someone with a gun. They are part of the militia. When asked about the militia, I believe it was Samuel Adams who said that everyone's part of the militia. Sam Adams, James Madison, George Mason.
Right.
Everyone is part of
Yeah,
the militia.
if you read the article that I sent you, and the last one I sent you with Scalia's dissertation, that's literally what they were saying. And I don't really care about Scalia more specifically. I care about Thomas's words, but Scalia was the one who wrote the dissertation. In it, it specifically says that everyone is part of the militia in the reasons for why they sided with Heller instead of the DC. Did you read the DC versus Heller case? Just making sure before I keep going off about it.
Are you talking about the article you sent me, or like the entire thing?
Either the article I sent you, because I left the top bar on there so that way you could look up the article yourself. Give me one moment, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm back. What was that? Yeah, so those articles I sent you, I sent them to you for a reason with the bar at the top where you could read the actual information that's on there. I wanted you to be able to see where I'm getting my information from, and that if you read it yourself, you can tell me your thoughts on it. I'm not just giving it to you and walking away. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you read it, like, I would like to know what your thoughts are on there, because you're repeating the same stuff that I just sent you.
Well, I read the first two, and then I said I'll talk in party.
Okay.
You kept sending stuff. So you said you seem lazy. Google says you're too lazy. The burden of proof is on you when you make a claim, so it's not about laziness. If you are right, burdens proof is on you.
Right, well, that's the thing. This was a case done 10 years ago, so the burden of proof was on them, and they failed to do so. Listen. Sorry. On the burden of proof is on you to demonstrate why you believe that gun ownership is a right. It is not a right, it's a privilege. And the fact that you have to demonstrate what makes you think it's a right is what makes it a privilege. Like, I don't know, is what makes it not a right, is what I'm trying to say. Like, for example, what makes you think...
I shouldn't have to argue why it's right. You have to argue why it's not a right.
Well, let me ask you, like, you believe that it's a right, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Not just because
What makes you... Sorry, I asked you without telling you what I thought. You think that speech is a right, correct?
Correct.
Okay, what makes you think speech is a right?
Well, for starters, everybody has a right to say whatever they want, and the reason for that is a lot of times tyrannies and dictatorships will come about by suppressing people's rights to say things that would be considered bad against these tyrannies. Pretty much any dictatorship has had some form of restricting free speech, and we want to prevent a dictatorship. At least that would be my idea of it.
Okay. Have you given it any thought to you were born with the ability to speak, therefore you have the right to speak?
Sure, that's
Okay.
definitely a good reason. But not being born with something doesn't mean you don't have a right to it. I was not born with food, that doesn't mean I'm not allowed to eat it.
No, I understand what you're saying, yeah. Okay, so with speech, or let's go eating. You have a right to eat. You don't have a right to anyone's food, though.
Correct.
Right? So you just have right to eat.
Yes.
Okay, so they can't control your ability how you eat.
Correct.
Okay. Would you call eating a form of self-preservation?
Yes.
Okay, good. Give me one moment. Oh, fuck. Okay.
You know, I should probably get my friend Zachary. I think you guys would like about this. It's harder for me to debate this because I do think we should have sensible gun control, but he is completely no laws on guns.
I want regulation. The same way we control
We
cars.
agree there, but the reason I think you would have an interesting debate with him is not only, and I'm not saying like stop this right now. He's not even online. But because he's the complete, like, he doesn't think there should be any regulation.
Yeah, at all.
And even though I do think he's wrong, he is consistent with his line of logic of, okay, well, you know, I think I know where you're going with, like, the whole food. Nobody can prevent you from eating food.
No, they can,
prevent-
and that would violate your rights.
Yes, you can, and exactly that would violate your rights.
Hmm. And not just food, but also what type of food, because if you're being ambiguous and you call yellow cake uranium food because it has yellow cake in there, and then you start feeding it to people and they die, it's like, well, I gave them food. See, so when I say food, I mean something that's actually leading to a good life, not like potato chips all day.
Well, that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Something that's edible and something that will not kill you.
Right. So let's go back to our talk with the whole rights things. So you have the right to speak and say as you please up until the point that you violate someone else's right to hear and believe something.
Correct.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're in agreement there. So, do you have the right to a megaphone? Or is a megaphone a privilege?
I would say a megaphone is... I mean, that's kind of weird, obviously.
Or is it neither? You know, it could be neither.
I mean, I don't think... Yeah, I would say it's probably neither.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't really see any reason to restrict megaphones.
So if I went around telling you, you have the right to a megaphone at birth. You need it to speak to people. You need this megaphone. Without this megaphone, you won't effectively speak to other people, communicate to them.
No, not necessarily. And that's because you can effectively speak to people with or without a megaphone if you're just trying to have a normal conversation like the one we're having.
Now try to say...
To use your voice.
Now try to say those exact same words for gun rights. Same reasoning. You have the right to self-preservation, as you said, right?
Alright, well, I'm just trying to figure out what would be a better way.
Well, what would be to preserve yourself? Not getting into a fight in the first place, using your mind and body. There's other means.
Yeah,
Just like to communicate with people, you don't have to use a megaphone. You could always write stuff down. It's not always an option to write stuff down, but that's an option. Just like it's not always an option to use a gun, and yet you're calling it a right rather than a privilege. In fact, I think it's neither. I don't think it's a right or a privilege.
Alright, well, I don't really know your stance on guns.
Well, it's the same stance I have for PlayStations. Do you own a PlayStation?
Yes.
Okay. Who made the PlayStation?
Sony.
They make the PlayStation following the regulations of the United States so that it wouldn't kill you.
Correct.
Okay. That's pretty much what I want for guns. I want the government to tell the gun companies and say, don't make one that's going to kill them, follow these protocols. And when you buy one, here's the extra step, because guns can be used to affect others in a negative way, whereas a PlayStation cannot. That's the difference in the two in property rights. If something that you own can affect the lives of another, that's when it's deemed as necessary for regulation. Guns escape that privilege. Not a privilege.
Well,
They escape that.
Regulations.
It's not. I mean, you can say it's regulations, but at best, it's if you've been to prison, you don't get a gun. That's pretty much the regulation.
Well, I think we do agree on a lot of things, and we've been most of this time talking about the meaning of the Second Amendment. No, that's just patently false to say that we don't have a lot of gun regulation. There are thousands of state and local gun laws, and I believe over 200 federal ones.
Sure.
Obviously,
What do you
can't buy
consider
a
it?
missile launcher, an RPG.
No, but you
can't
can
buy
make
an
one.
automatic gun. You can't buy bump stocks.
You can buy an automatic gun. You can buy an automatic gun.
It's extremely hard. It's basically.
It's not hard. You just need money. And
Less than 1% of legal guns paid for are automatic guns.
right, that doesn't mean that there aren't any assault rifles out there that go full auto. Like you can get an AR-15
Okay, well,
and convert it. I can get
In
an
UK,
I
there are
can
people who can get guns, but
right.
it's overall.
But
the
dude,
general
like
consumption is banned.
I'm on another community right now where this guy said the exact same foolishness, where he said that there you can't get you can't get a full auto gun. And I said no, full auto guns are perfectly legal. You can own one. I fired one. So I don't understand where people get this narrative from, because it's the same people who think that guns are a right. Same people who say that guns are a right are also the same people who think that you can't buy full auto weapons, and you can.
Just a second. Okay. Yep, so, and my point is it's basically nearly impossible
Not
to
nearly
buy
impossible. You just
automatic
need
guns.
money. Why are you saying it's nearly impossible? Is it possible? Yes or
Well, I
no?
mean, you might be confessing to a crime if you are. It
No.
is illegal to make
No, it is not.
guns.
You can. Oh my God. All right. Do you know the difference between semi-auto and automatic?
Yes,
Okay.
semi-automatic, you pull the trigger, one bullet comes out.
Good.
Automatic, you hold down. And that's what I was trying to figure out last night, because I asked you that.
And the mechanism stays open. It's literally a piece of metal that stops it from pulling itself all the way back. So that way, when the chamber goes shut to allow the next round in, it doesn't allow the chamber to fully close, and then boom, you get another blast. It's a bunch of gas pressure that gets built up. It's just a piece of metal that stops it from happening. That's what the difference is between semi-auto and full auto. 3-round burst, that's something else. 2-round and 3-round burst, that's something else. And I think there's a 5-round burst too, but that's different. But full auto and semi-auto, right? So a bolt action rifle, you have to be the actual person to lift the mechanism up, pull the round out, and chamber the next round. If we go even farther back to the Old West, in order for you to fire a round, you have to pull the hammer back and then pull the trigger. So those are all considered like single action. You have to do something in order to get the bullet out. Whereas further along, we get the gas pressure in the guns able to allow us to do the next round easily. So you pull the trigger and there's no mechanism from you. That's the semi-auto part. If you drill a hole in the Glock, it stops the gas pressure from building up to close it again. So then it always stays almost open. So you empty out the entire 15 to 16, I think it's 16 rounds, no, 15 round clip on a Glock. You empty it in like 2-3 seconds. It's like done. Like all those bullets gone out of the Glock. It's not hard to do. And doing the Glock thing, yes, it's illegal. But the other stuff that I mentioned isn't illegal. Stuff like putting a double trigger, so that way you get the simulation of a full auto, but instead with a you have to be the one pulling the trigger every time though. But it's as fast as full auto. Then there's the other one, which is much more complicated, which is I forgot what it's called. It's precision mechanical something. Or mechanical response something, and this one actually, when you pull the trigger, instead of keeping the chamber open for the gas pressure to build up and the whole thing to move back, instead of doing all that nonsense, it's just focused on the trigger itself. You know how a bump stock works, that you pull the trigger and the bump stock goes forward, it has a spring in it that pushes it back, and then boom, you get the next round without you ever letting go of your finger or the position it's in. Like, it just keeps doing that.
Yes, they're banned.
Right. Those are banned because in other places actually they were smart enough in the writing to prevent what I'm talking about. It's turning something that's a semi-auto into a simulation of full auto. So it shoots as fast as full auto without actually being a full auto weapon. Full auto is the thing with the Glock I told you. That's illegal. Simulated auto, which is when they put the quotes above full auto, that perfectly legal in most states. There are some states where they banned it.
So how do you do that?
Well, one of the ways is bump stocks, which got illegal recently on most places. You can still get bump stocks in I think 2 states, but even then it's hard to come by. But instead, you could always do the double trigger and the mechanical response trigger as well, where within the trigger itself, that same mechanism is there. Which is how in other states, I think it's in Maryland, where they got rid of it, where they literally wrote it into there where you can't turn anything semi-auto into full auto. So they made it ambiguous for a reason, to allow for future people to not be like me who say, well, what about if I mess with the trigger? And eventually, if they fuck with the trigger, then I'm just going to say, okay, well, what about the magazine? What if I just put a spring at the bottom of the magazine and I prevent it, and I force a piece of metal forward every single time the magazine pops up to force the mechanism open. I mean, it's more unsafe and it's probably going to cause more jamming, but it's still going to work. It's still going to give me full auto. So no matter what you do, no matter how you write it into regulations, I'm going to have a legal full auto weapon. You can't stop me, no matter what you do. So why not regulate it? Why not just have me register my weapon? The same way we regulate cars at the DMV. You're required constantly to get your driver's license. You're also required to register your car. Done. Those two things.
All right. Well, the reason we want to are you talking about like a national gun registry?
No, I'm talking about a state registry, the same way that we do for your cars. The government hasn't come and taken your cars, have they?
No.
Okay, so they're not going to come and take your guns.
No. Okay, I didn't say they were.
No, I'm just making. I'm fighting that narrative that I've heard so many times.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what kind of registry you want, so it's a state registry.
Same way for cars, man. When you registered your car.
I'm just trying to figure out what.
Yeah, but when you
So then I can make my argument, because I was going to talk about a national registry, but if you were talking about state registries, which you were, it would be kind of dumb for me to go on about national gun registry when that's not even what you care about.
You can still say it if you want because it might connect.
What?
You can still say it if you want because it might connect to the states if you think it does. Like, I don't mind hearing it.
Well, I don't know about states. I do know with national gun registries, I would be opposed to it because it has been used in the past to install dictatorships.
I'm sorry, in America?
No.
Okay, so if it's not in America, why are you bringing it up? That's a straw man.
Because it can't happen. How is it a straw man? If it's something that can't happen, should we not be worried about it?
No, but that's the thing. The way that our government works, it won't happen. It's not how it works. Do we have a dictatorship in America or a representative democracy?
We have a constitutional republic.
All right, republic. That's representational, right? And are we democratically electing people?
Yes, and there was a thing called the Weimar Republic, which turned into Nazi Germany.
Oh, you're talking about when a coup, a civil war happened, when that democracy was replaced. So no. See, but you're not talking about the Weimar democracy. You're talking about the Nazi Socialist Party. Yeah, they took over. That was a civil war. That's not America.
And then they used the Weimar Republic's National Gun Registry to confiscate guns from Jews, communists, and other political rivals, as well as leaders of gun clubs. So I'm not necessarily saying, and the idea isn't the fact that, the Weimar Republic,
Oh, okay.
A republic did it to ban guns. It's like, okay, so if a dictatorship, which a lot of people do think Trump will become a dictator, if a dictator does come into power and they know everyone who has a gun, their best odds are probably making sure that they don't have a gun.
And how would he do that?
How would I create a
No,
national gun
he.
registry?
How would? Okay, let's say there's a national gun registry right now, and all my guns are right now registered to the National Gun Registry, and Donald Trump knows I have a gun. What is he going to do with that?
Well, if he turns into a tyrannical dictator, then he would most likely send someone to your house, government agents, probably multiple, to confiscate your guns, and he would probably hope that you do it without firing upon them, and if they do, because this is supposedly going to be a dictatorship.
How would he do that, though?
Well, if he knows who you are and where you have it, it's simple. If he knows who you are and that you have a gun, and I think he would go, as a dictator, he would go after the people who have, these people who stockpile hundreds of guns. He would definitely go after them first. He knows they have a gun. He knows who they are. Okay, so he's going to go to their house, whether it's legal or not, and because he is a dictator, most likely take the guns, whether it be peacefully or violently.
Okay, so you're talking about a dictatorship is in America. We know about it, and I am going to sit here and say, oh, you want my guns? Okay, go ahead and take them. That's what you think is going to happen.
No, I'm saying that could happen, and that's what's happened in the past.
Right? No, you're saying it could happen, and I'm contradicting it. I'm saying it couldn't happen here. For the same reasons,
Hold on.
for the very reasons that you're trying to explain it and you can't. Like the very scenario you've presented makes no sense. What's the Second Amendment for?
Like I said, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Mm-hmm. The state. The state. You keep forgetting a lot of words in that, man.
Yeah, a militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The
Right.
right of the people to keep
And
and
do
bear
you
arms shall not
think
be
that
infringed.
Donald Trump...
Militia's the people, the state don't
Do you
give
think
that
that
right,
if
they
the
protect it.
federal government is going into civilians' homes in the state and demanding their guns, do you think that the state's rights are being infringed upon at that instance? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so if
And
the state's
most
rights,
gun
so if the state's rights are being infringed upon at that moment, then this is what the Second Amendment is for, in which case I would be part of that militia shooting at people trying to take my guns. You're describing the very scenario that the Second Amendment was written for in order to say I don't want a national registry.
Yeah, because, like I said, and it doesn't mean that there's already going to be a dictatorship. You know, obviously Australia had a gun buyback. They haven't turned into a dictatorship. But most of these dictatorships that ban guns, they don't do it because we want to control you. It's simply because, well, we want to make things safer.
Well, for your
That's
first
not what
mistake,
I
I know, I understand that, and your first mistake is calling the Weimar Democratic, the Weimar democracy, whatever it is you called it, the German government. I just call it the German government. Calling the German government before Hitler, blaming them for a national registry, and then removing that and then saying, well, that's exactly what can happen in America. And I'm saying, well, no, that can't happen in America because Jefferson was a smart man who already wrote the Second Amendment. But the thing is that you don't understand what the Second Amendment actually says. You think it applies to individuals. And it's because of the wording. It doesn't apply, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you, man. And let me explain this to you. 10 years ago, the Supreme Court said the words. It doesn't apply to it applies to individuals as a whole. If you read the article that I sent you, it even says it there that it applies to individual as a whole, as part of the people. A militia being anyone, literally anyone in the streets. It could be a little kid, it could be an old ass man, literally anyone to own a gun. That's a privilege that everyone has in being a lawful citizen. Once you no longer lawful, then you rescind that privilege and you are now considered a felon, unable to purchase guns legally.
Yeah, so, alright.
You lost that privilege. You're no longer part of that militia.
You had the right, and then you lose the right.
No. You lost the ability to own a gun. You don't lose your rights when you become once you get free. A felon still has all their rights, the same rights you do. Felons do. What right does a felon not have? You say it's own guns. What else? What other right did a felon lose once he got out?
Well, you're talking about once he got out.
Right. He gets out. He's no longer able to own a gun. If he gets out, felons aren't allowed to own weapons, aren't allowed to own firearms. So once a felon, no, not some of them. Okay, I'm sorry.
Definitely depends on the crime.
No, if you've been,
If you steal a candy bar when you're 12, they're not.
That's not a felony. Well, that's not a felony.
Well, what's your definition of a felony?
The literal definition of a felony. I'm gonna look it up now. A crime, typically one involving violence, regarded as more serious than a misdemeanor and usually punishable by imprisonment for more than 1 year or by death. And then if you look at the 13th Amendment, let's go to the 13th Amendment. It says right there, 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution abolishes slavery and involuntary servitude except as punishment for a crime. We go back over here to Second Amendment. Trying to look for the actual words. A well-regulated militia, comma, so that's the first part, a well-regulated militia. Okay? That's you, me, lawful citizens. That is not
Everyone.
that is not felons.
Yes, obviously.
No, not obviously. That's why I'm having to say
I don't
this.
think anybody here is advocating for felons, murderers
Right.
to be able to purchase
They
firearms. I
lost
haven't argued for
the
that. I'm assuming
ability.
you're not.
No, I'm not. They lost the ability to own a weapon freely. In order for them to own a weapon, they have to do it illegally now. They are no longer free to walk around with a weapon either.
Yes, we know that.
Right. Whereas me, a lawful citizen, also cannot walk around freely with a weapon. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I need a concealed carry license to do that.
Yeah, and I think the argument goes back to because me wanting gun regulation is inconsistent with the Second Amendment. It says the right of the people to keep and bear arms. So if we're following that logic, criminals should have the right.
Well, it actually said you missed the part again. Why do you always skip over this part? It's like you have brain damage, dude. Being necessary.
This much of a fucking asshole all the time.
Yes, being necessary
to the main point.
to the security of a free state. Why do you always miss that part?
Why do you miss the idea of the state does not give out guns? The state only protects people's.
What does it say there? Being necessary to the security of a free state.
Yes, not the state. The state doesn't need and the idea that the state needs to give themselves permission to secure their own safety. That's ridiculous. The people.
It says here.
Me, everyone else.
It says here the words being necessary to the security of a free state.
Yes.
Okay.
How do you translate that into
Donald Trump becoming a dictator and trying to take away my guns is necessary to the security of a free state. That allows me to exercise my Second Amendment rights and shoot the people who are trying to take away my guns unconstitutionally. If Donald Trump becomes a dictator, that is a civil war, and he is trying to raise up his own political party. It is not American. I want a national registry for Americans. Let's talk about that. Okay, let's say I want a national registry for Americans. For some reason, you seem to think that, let's use this example and say Donald Trump is Hitler, and then right now the current American government is a Weimar Republic, and what Donald Trump wants to instill is a Nazi socialist party. And once he does the coup and kills everyone in Congress and in the Senate, and becomes the dictator of the United States, now each individual state has to decide: are we going to side with Trump or are we going to side with the U.S. Constitution? In which case, the militia, there being the people, us, will then make that decision, because we're a republic, a representative democracy, meaning that the leadership is us as well, because we elected them. Their will is aligned with our will. So whatever state wants to align with Trump is going to have their own individual civil war and infighting. Same way with Florida. Florida is likely going to have its own shootouts because of it. But guess what? If it's American, it'll be the side that's against Donald Trump. It'll be United States v. Trump's party, because it's a dictatorship. It means that the Second Amendment applies here. I should be allowed to own a gun to shoot the people who are trying to take away my guns, because the state's rights are being violated.
That's one of the ideas behind the Second Amendment, that if the state does come for your guns, that you will be able to protect yourself. But do you not see how the state that supposedly goes tyrannical, do you not see how them knowing who you are and what kind of guns you own and your political beliefs, do you think that would be kind of, it'd make it easier for them to pick you out?
Why would it make it easier for them to take me out?
Alright, well, if they don't know anybody who has a gun, it's going to be a lot more difficult to find these people who hoard hundreds of guns and thousands of bullets and ammunition, who would, obviously go up against them, and they are opposed there. If they don't know these things, then it's definitely going to make it a lot harder for them to go up against these things.
Yes, I understand it's going to make it easier for them. Do you know what Kristallnacht was?
Kristallnacht, no.
Okay. What you're describing right now was essentially Kristallnacht. That was when the Nazi Party went around. I think it was called Night of the Knives or something like that. I forgot what it translates to, but um, essentially they went from dissident to dissident, people who disagreed with their political beliefs, and killed them one by one, house by house, almost all at the same time. This was the second time Hitler tried to do it, mind you. Do you know anything about that, or how about in Roman history when Caesar did it? I think twice, killed like half the consulate.
Yes, I am familiar with Caesar too.
Okay,
Not
okay,
as much Hitler.
yeah, yeah. Well, essentially, Hitler got the idea from Caesar. I mean, that's literally our history. If Donald Trump were to do it here, it would be much harder. And I don't mean just, oh, it's just a little bit harder than doing it in Germany. No, no, no. It is literally unfathomably difficult to do that. To put out a civil coup, mainly because, and this is what matters the most, the popularity vote was around 30 to 20% for him. He doesn't have the support of the military either.
Or using Donald Trump as an example. Let's say this other imaginary dictator.
Sure.
Let's say in 10 years we have a completely different president.
Yeah, let's say I'm gonna be president. I'm a dictator. Go ahead.
Yeah, and instead of having 30% of the popular vote,
70.
70% of the
Yeah,
vote.
70.
Yeah.
Good 70. We can
So,
easily kill
we're
off
using
30%.
we're using Donald Trump as an example, but what we're overall talking about isn't something that just applies to today in 2020, but something that we're trying to prevent from ever happening, not just right now.
So do you think 70% is the majority of the people?
It is by definition the majority. 70% is more than 30%.
Okay. And if 70% of the country decides that they want to kill the other 30% off, was that the will of the people?
How is this related to the will of the people?
That's what you're talking about, man.
How so?
In order for the guns and to be taken away and all that stuff, you understand that there's going to be people who are going to fight you back. They're not going to let you.
Yeah, of course. That's
Okay, so how do you know who's going to fight you back and who's going to let you?
well, presumably it would be the people who are standing for this supposed dictatorship.
No, 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 no. There's 70% of the people already agree with me, and I was democratically elected. There is no dictatorship. What do you mean? What dictatorship?
Well, that's the idea. A dictatorship. This person is democratically elected. 70% of the people like him. Turns out
That's not a
this
dictatorship.
dictator wants to control stuff. Dictators can be democratically elected and then turn into a dictator.
Mm-hmm.
Look at
What's a
Venezuela.
dictator?
Do you want me to look up the definition? Of
I want your
dictator?
definition. You can look up a definition or give it to me in your own words.
Okay, well, I would say a dictator is a ruler with basically complete power over an area, most likely a country,
Okay.
who usually doesn't really care about the citizens and their needs.
Okay. So if 70% of the people elected me, and then I was a dictator, I ruled with complete authority. Is it America?
No, it's a dictatorship.
It's a dictatorship. So it's not America.
Yes, and we're trying to prevent America from ever turning into a dictatorship.
So you're telling me that in a country, in this country where I was democratically elected by 70% of the people, I can be a dictator.
I mean, the dictator part, you can be 100% elected by the people,
Mm-hmm.
and you can still be a dictator.
How?
Because it has to.
You're just saying that, but how can an American president become a dictator? I'm really interested. This is
Well, I don't know
this is out there.
Well, I don't know the exact ideas of it. I presume similar ways that other dictators have come to power, whether it's simply just gaining political popularity, using ideas that sound good on the surface that are really bad. I mean, among other ways.
Do you know what tyrant means?
My basic understanding of a tyrant from what I've been told is a dictator who's extremely cruel, so worse than just an average dictator who doesn't care about his citizens.
Go ahead and look up the word tyrant.
Okay.
It's synonymous with dictator. Dictator is not someone who rules cruelly. A tyrant is not someone who rules cruelly. It's just that that's what people have said. In truth, we've had several dictators and tyrants who ruled cruelly, but a lot of them did not. A lot of them did not rule cruelly. What it actually means is to have absolute power.
Is cruel and
No,
oppressive
no,
government.
no, no.
I'm looking at.
I told you to look up the word tyrant, not a tyranny. I
I
said,
looked up tyrant and it brought me
right.
tyranny.
Okay. Well, I said tyrant. A tyrant
Alright, well,
is also synonymous with a dictator. A dictator and a tyrant is someone who has absolute power. It's someone who rules without concern for unchecked rulership. Is essentially what it is. It's a person who says, "I want you to kill that person, therefore it gets done."
The definition is a cruel and oppressive ruler.
Okay, that's your definition of tyrant, and I'm going to read this off to you. It says, in the modern English language's uses of the word, a tyrant is an absolute ruler who is unrestrained by law, or one who is usurped by a legitimate ruler's sovereignty. You understand that some words have more than one meaning, right? And that's okay. So if you look up on Merriam-Webster, tyrant, an absolute ruler unrestrained by law or constitution, and then number 2, it says a ruler who exercises absolute power oppressively or brutally. So you see how they're both saying absolute power, but the second one says with like a negative connotation to it. He does it oppressively or brutally.
I'm trying to understand
Okay,
where
here.
you're going with this.
Words have usage. When the word was first used, this is epistemology now, the etymology of a word, finding the etymology of a word. When the word was originally used, tyrant, it was given to Caesar, and he was given tyrannical power. In other words, he was unrestrained by the Congress at the time, the Senate. If Donald Trump, for a U.S. president to be a tyrant, the Senate has to literally say, you can do whatever you want. We won't do anything about it. That's the Congress giving up their powers and giving him tyrant, the power to be a tyrant. It's not doesn't mean that he's going to rule cruelly. It just means he has total power. In other words, he can do whatever he wants. If he says to manufacturing companies in the Midwest, hey, I want all of you to switch over production, they have to obey him. That's the power of a tyrant. However, we do not have that because Congress has only given him partial control. For example, how to wage war and stuff like that. We don't have a dictatorship. We don't have a tyrant. We have a president who follows the laws. When the president does not follow the laws, Congress sits down and votes on whether or not to remove him from office. If Congress had voted to remove him from office and he did not step down, then I would call him a tyrant. If Donald Trump did something that was against Congress's decisions, then I would call him a tyrant, especially if he got away with it, or a dictator. But I'm telling you right now, the scenario you're painting of someone using a national registry to come into my home and take my guns is not a realistic scenario. It happened in Germany, but the way that we have our political system here in America, it cannot happen, specifically because we have a government formed by the people.
Okay, and my point is that a national gun registry will make it easier.
Easier for what?
That's the. Well, if they do want to take guns, that would definitely be a much easier way.
Why do they want to take away my guns? That would get them a civil war.
Supposedly to take power. You do realize like I said, most of these dictatorships, they don't take away guns because they say, oh, we want to, become a dictatorship. They say they want to take guns, and I'm not saying they're going to ban all guns, but, they want, these gun control measures. Usually because, we want to make things safer for our country. That's the reason.
So Donald Trump went on TV and literally said, let's take away their guns first and avoid the whole due process thing.
No, if Donald Trump said, all right, let's do an assault weapons ban. We get rid of AR-15
He didn't say that. Can you address what he said instead of making something up now?
Address what he's. When did he say that?
Sure, you can look it up.
The same stuff.
No, I'm not looking. I'm not making it up. I can show it to you too if you want to.
Okay, well, I'm talking about a dictator in general. I don't give a shit about Donald Trump.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about a dictator in general. Why are we talking about a dictator in general when we're talking about the Second Amendment and gun rights in America?
We're trying to avoid a dictatorship from ever coming about.
This doesn't. How does a national registry? How does a national registry for guns stop a dictatorship?
Because the state knows everyone who has a gun.
What does the state have to do? What does the state have to do with it? These are state rights now. If you're talking about state rights, then that's my ability to own a gun to protect myself from who?
From intruders, from the government.
From the federal government, right? The federal government, not the state.
Anyone.
No.
Basically who's trying to attack you or take your rights.
Well, you're talking about a dictator. That's the federal government, not the state government. You understand the difference, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the federal government, not the states. If the federal government puts their police force in someone's state and forces citizens to give up their guns, that's essentially a call to war against that state. It's a violation against those state rights. It would no longer be the president. It's a dictatorship at that point. And the state would then be able to go to war with the Fed. So in other words, that's what the Second Amendment is for.
Yeah, it's definitely part of it. I think everybody agrees that it is to stop a tyrannical government. Nobody's denying that. But I have to go. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man.
This was fun.
It was. And get your friend to talk with me. Ask him to have a conversation because you already interested in regulation.
Yeah, I think you'll have more fun with him because even though I do want regulation, I think he's wrong about regulation. You know, it's harder to argue with someone who's consistent on his beliefs, even if I do disagree with him. Like he wants to ban police, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
He wants to ban police and have people protect themselves.
Police.
Yeah.
He wants to privatize police, privatize the fire department, privatize the courts.
No,
it's
the life of the privileged. I understand. It's the same thing Jefferson was fighting in his time when there was rich aristocrats who said, no, let's let them fend off for themselves. But then you have people who are more socialist who say, no, Social Security, like Nixon. The people who say Social Security is a good thing, those are people like me. I like Social Security. I think that we need that.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, I think you guys, when you do have this...
I'm sorry, I've spoken to people like him, so I'm just presuming that he doesn't like Social Security.
I haven't talked to him about it.
Ask him.
He doesn't, considering he wants to privatize everything. But
Yeah. Ask him. He's probably going to tell you. He doesn't. It's funny.
Alright.
See you, man.
I'll talk to you later.
Well, that was a conversation. For any other people who saw that, if you're interested in having a conversation of any kind, go ahead and contact me. Add me on here, get in my party. I'm always open to new people and new conversations. Is that ship heading away from me or towards me? Ship was stopping is what he was doing. Hello, Benson. Ah, I couldn't get his engines. Come on, engines, engines! Damn it. I missed everything. He popped his smoke. 40 seconds on my radar, and I miss my other shots. I can do this. Oh, he's not even... Oh, yeah. That's the stuff right there. Shit, I gotta get out of this, Nelson. Oh, this is gonna be hairy. Okay, let's go. What? No! Oh my gosh, you have no health. Let's go, Mahan. No, 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 no. I'm going to shoot you. Hello! Shit. Hello! Get set on fire, damn it. Yes! Burn. Oh, you shut it off? No, 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 no. Let me help you out real quick. Damn, that little Benson just said nah. I'm not gonna help his ass. He's still backing out. That Benson. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hooah!
We destroyed an enemy battleship.
Well, what do we have here? Benson's almost dead. Holy moly, this thing is fast. He's so fast! I think I shot something as fast as this. This is nuts. Finally got a beat on him. Look at that wake. No, 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 no. You die now.
The ship is on fire.
Mr. French. What? No, I'm not the last hope. I'm fucking around. Ooh, that dodge.
The ship is on fire. Torpedoes, direct front. The enemy team is taking the lead. Get ahead. You destroyed
Please. Can't hit me with your torpedo. You can't do shit. You're just gonna sink. Where's my next target at? Come on. 2 cruisers and a battleship? I can't take those out in time. Freaking timers. I hate timers. I can probably take out one of them. I need them to be sideways. Oh. This game is just not fair. I'm a battle cruiser. This thing has massive guns. And yet it's nothing. Their guns are so much stronger. It's aggressively annoying. What, are you just giving it to me? What? Just 2? How's this bitch going through? Please, Helena, sink! That stupid rock is blocking its citadel. I hate you, rock! It's right there. The citadel... Wait, can I just shoot over the rock? Please, sweet Jesus. I know you're there. You watch out for me, right? Are you kidding me? They're still penning it! The Helena is a piece of shit ship. I should have switched to HEs a while ago.
Enemy cruiser sunk. Enemy battleship destroyed.
One more! Come on! 2 minutes to sink you. Come to Papa. These are bots. They have to be bots. It's just a Helena. Oh my gosh, this thing that wouldn't pen. Nah, I'm not. Nah, I should. There she goes. Oh my gosh, she's just sitting there. Why? Did everyone disconnect and I'm the only one here? What the fuck? It just penned. Oh my gosh. No, seriously, did everyone just DC? Pretty sure I was getting shot at by someone. Well, this is boring. I don't want to win like this. No! It didn't Citadel that last shot. It penned it. No. No. Oh god. It sucks. It sucks being me. Look at those overpens. Where's my over... Oh, it doesn't even say the overpens. So many overpens. I should have switched to HEs. I set it on fire. I just have so much overpen. Oh my gosh. I'm used to putting my ship really far away from people. I'm so upset. Look at this. Armor penetration capabilities 3.3. Oh, I didn't even have this. I should have been firing HEs. I'm set up for HEs. Oh man, that sucks. So sad. Oh well, next sale. Hopefully someone else joins. This is boring. Let me go check my my party, see if anyone joins. I think I'm gonna play one more match and end it. No one else in the community is joining, sadly enough. Oh, I invaded the debate community. Hopefully someone joins. I don't get the people that go full reverse at the beginning. Gotta put your engines forward.
Battle starts.
So our line starts here, 3/4 of the way down. Right about... Look at the map. Someone should be about here.
Good luck, everyone. Much obliged. Fighter airborne.
I just remembered that I've been shooting. I should have switched to HEs. I'm only going to shoot HEs now, unless they're far enough away. My AP shell's just completely overpenned. Oh, there we go. Got guns on me finally. I do that to force the enemy to shoot at me, because I'm a cowboy. I got 2 people aiming at me right now. Whoo, Amagi, that's not a good one to get aimed at. Amagi will cleave me in half. I can take on the other guy's shells from the Odin. I need like 1 or 2 of them too. Big guns. But the Amagi just needs to land 1 shot. Just the 1 shell. Alright, here's the Odin again. Destroyers take priority, but my cannon's already over here. Is it on me? Yeah, it's on me. Oof. Okay, 1 shell from an American ship and it hurts. But it's nothing like if the Odin or the Amagi hit you. Oh, the Odin, sorry, the Odin needs a bunch of shells to hit you. The Amagi just needs the 1. See? Lots of shells. So I don't care if I'm targeted by the Odin. I ain't gonna hit shit. You're too far. They hit like a cruiser at that distance. If I can set it on fire, it has a limited number of... Oh, that one's already on fire! Turn, 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 turn. Oh! That would have been bad. But this Odin, oh my gosh, it won't get set on fire. Oh, I think that was the other guy.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Now, I've been hit with the Amagi HE shells and they citadeled me, so that should tell you a lot about how big the Amagi's cannons are. Odin? Odin's a big baby. Look at that. That is ridiculousness. I got two Odins over here and that, and we still haven't captured that point. This is nuts. Our deities are gone. I gotta disappear. Whenever you go show your broadside, just don't shoot. Get the frick out of there. And since I ran out of land, I gotta do it. Soon I'll have my cannons.
The enemy is about to win.
That one's pointed. This one's ready for me.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
I already got him pointed at me. That's funny. He's still on fire. This fucking casual avoidance over here. Shit. Angle. Angled. Woo.
Attention. Reporting the target position.
Hopefully that sets him on fire. But I gotta take this guy out. Didn't. Damn it. Okay, good. They killed him. Please.
Thank you.
No reduced power. No citadel. We good.
Main turret critically damaged. Fighter returning to ship. Attention.
Disappear.
Target position. Problem solved, sir.
Now. Now. There we go. Oh!
All four concentrate fire on the designated target.
Gotta right my ship first. Ooh, no reduced engine power. Let's go. Lord Odin. Oh, he fired. Let's go. Gotta love that shell grouping. Look at that. Oof. Uh-oh. It's starting to turn towards me. Shit. can't see me.
Attention. Reporting the target position.
I see you moving your cannons. It's like, did you learn from last time? You're not killing me, bro.
Get back.
Like, bruh, you're not killing me. You're wasting your shots. You should aim at the Alabama. Don't aim at me. Help with the Odin or help with the Boise? Help with the Odin or help with the Boise? Odin's gonna be shooting at me. To help with the Boise.
Fighter airborne.
Cleaved. Oh my freaking god. I had so many Odins chasing. Yeah, of course I got second place. It was just Odins after me. Had that Odin on me. I had that Odin on me. The Colorado was shooting at. No, it was maybe this Colorado. What else was shooting at me? The Magi didn't really shoot at me. Oh my gosh. It was horrible. I just want to win. I just want a win. With, you know what it is? I know what it is. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. I didn't know this. Fire dispersion. I got range on my side. People are playing all these Odins. Just get farther away from them. That's the thing about the Odin. Horrible shell grouping. Horrible. So you'll get hit with like one or two of them. As you saw, I got hit over and over. And in between games, sadly, I can't show you my other screen, but I'm on Fallout Shelter. I'm gonna check in on my peeps right now, because that's the thing. Once you get the American ships, like it's just easy sailing. You just stay at max range. You never have to worry about torpedoes. You even have torpedo detectability for some stupid reason. I don't know why. Dewey is like, oh, torpedoes. You can see them from afar more easily. It's like, ah, okay. The American ships should be able to combine their radars together to give you a longer range. That would be good. Balanced gameplay. Not even looking at the screen yet. Oh my gosh. I have a problem with my people. They're dying to death claws. Oh shit. I'm really far forward. They're gonna be around there right now. should be looking at the screen, but I want my people to die. Tell me what's happening. Am I getting shot at? Huh. Who shot at me?
The ship is on fire.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. The Deathclaw attack has been stopped. Oof. I don't even know where he was at. Was he near there? Yeah, destroyers, like, unless they're at max range, don't shoot AP at them. Ever. See, they have another. The Mutsu is going to be coming over towards me. I shouldn't push. Look at how much bigger my circle is now. Much more room for shooting at them. I gotta be ready for when they pop up over here. The moment you read the words Pensacola, AP shells. Just. Oh no. Oh, little Pensacola. Please shoot. Let me see you. You would be around here. Please, Pensacola. Oh, I just want to shoot you. Pensacola. See, firing like this puts you at a disadvantage because it takes time for your cannons to reload, whereas they have a fresh set. So you have to be ready to dodge. There he is. There's a Mutsu at least. And I know I can pen the Mutsu. It's a glass cannon. It'll destroy me, but it gets hurt too. They're so far. I think I'm outside of the Mutsu's range of vision. From how far I'm shooting, I love this. There it is! The Pensacola herself. This is the one who I was looking for. Come on, Pensacola. Let me hurt you. Oh, I just want to love you. I don't want to hurt you. I lied. I don't know what I was shooting at there. Ah, so close. And the Pensacola knows. She knows. She sees these flying straight towards her. She knows what I'm looking for. She's not gonna give it to me though. I have to take it from her. Like at this angle I'm trying to pen her. I'm gonna get this Pensacola. Look at those shots. Just a little bit lower. No. No. Get back here, baby. I missed everything. I just want to love you. Come here. I'm giving up too much ground. I should start hitting the Mutsu. I'm not used to shooting it this far. Since I switched over to the HEs. They went in between the islands. But not you, didn't you, sweetie? You're probably around there. Yeah, you are. That and the destroyer that's headed towards me. Alright, so this is what I'm doing right now. I'm looking at the map. I'm looking at the square that I'm on. Pretty soon there's going to be a destroyer on me. Mutsu's heading away from me. I didn't want to fight. I've done jack shit all game. This is why I switched over. Stopped shooting so far away. Because the cruisers have time to dodge. But they can't hit you either, so it's kind of like double-edged. So far away. That's how I used to play. I just said, screw trying to set someone on fire. I don't believe in chance. Pensacola! No, keep my barrels there. Nah, she's turning. Turns real quick, don't she, Pensacola? Turns real quick, don't you, Pensacola? Ah, too penned. Pensacola, did you forget what I just said? No, she's shooting APs now. Nope, those are still HEs. If I would have turned, I would have been hit. Ooh, she's going towards me real fast. There you are. Ooh, did I just shoot them all in one spot? Yes, I did. That was real bad on my end. I didn't move my thumb. I have really sensitive control stick. So it only takes just a little bit to make it turn. Isn't that 5.7? 5.6? Anytime now. Okay, not gonna give it to me with secondaries. Got it. I know you're back there. Don't worry. I'm coming for you. You're lucky the Mutsu's over there. I would give you my broadside the whole time.
The ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir.
Oh yeah. That's what I've been waiting for the whole game. She's dead. Let's try and set fire to the Mutsu who can cleave me. Ooh, did not cleave me. Did not cleave me. No, gotta cleave the California. I'm not gonna set her on fire. Let's go! Oh, I hurt her, yeah! He hurt her, not me. I missed. Oh! Turn, 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 turn. Don't get hit, don't get hit. Yes, there it is. That's frustrating. That is frustrating. Because it's not going to set her on fire. That's the thing. It set her on fire. We needed that shit so bad. Where'd she go? Gotta cleave her. Come on. They look good. They look good. Oh, lower. There you are. Hi, California. Ooh, yeah, show me that broadside.
Our team depends upon you.
Cleaved.
Enemy battleship.
Come on. Sex.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
That sex is on fire right there. Enemy foundered. Look at that. Oh, California and Mutsu. See that? That's a win right there. It was hard fought. I gotta look back. That was hard fought. Yeah, this game was... I didn't switch to HEs, and I was set up for HEs. I wasted so much time hitting that Helena and just penning her over and over, the one by the rocks. The second Helena, I was penning her. I was at the right distance. I was doing it, but that first Helena, I don't know why, but I just kept trying to find that citadel spot, and I think that my shells kept going through the citadel. It's horrible. What was this one? What did I do here? New Orleans and Alabama survived. Oh man, this was the Odins who were chasing me down. And the only thing I could have done there is probably just hit better shells and gotten luckier with the fire. There's no way. I just... If I would have landed more shots, even then, they still would have survived. It's just so much health. This was a hard fought win. That was a hard fought win. Sad my ally sank. What was he in? Yeah, that's Colorado he was carrying. Even got that Confederate. Confederate? I didn't get anything. I was getting chased. I'm wasting time in the whole beginning. Wasted time in the whole beginning. Second place. Oh, I think I can use a Colorado, but I don't want to use a Colorado. I can use Indianapolis. But if I use her, I'm going to set her for fire. This is so good at helping you train. It's just so good. You no longer have to look at their cannons. You can just say, oh, they're aiming at me. They're going to shoot soon. As soon as you see someone aiming at you, boom, you look around, who's aiming at me? Me, I just make assumptions. I use faith. I'm a faith-based player, but a rational thinker. If that makes any sense. Tell myself, alright, where's the enemy going to be? Probably going to be over here. And after I shoot, they're probably going to start shooting at me. It doesn't take long. Once you're in the higher ranking, the moment you show yourself, their cannons are already towards you. They already know where you're pointed to and everything. If you put your finger on the screen right now, you can see exactly where we are. It's 2 blocks to this side and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks down. So it'd be 2 blocks to this side and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks over there at A. So for C, you look at C, there's 2 blocks down. So they're 2 blocks down from C. Puts them about here. And they're going to start capturing in 3, 2, 1. No, they're still not there. So that means their destroyer's over at A. The destroyer would have seen me, unless he's behind the rocks. That's the only thing. Oh, there you go. 2 cannons pointing at me. Oops, accidentally hit the other button.
All stations, concentrate fire. All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target. The ship is on fire.
It is me trying to gather intelligence.
Problem solved, sir.
I have good faith in my crew and my ship that we would not die. And thankfully, our mission was a slight success. We just have to prevent Wichita from capturing. Problem is I got a plane over there, and I gotta take that shit out.
Stations, requesting fire.
But that is 2 ships that are about to encroach on me. Come on, show yourself. He already fired, so I should be okay. There you are. Dang it. Oh, he's going fast. Oh, and he's got the grouping thing up. That's not good for me. That's very bad for me. I might die. Whew. He's one of those big boys who don't need to do much to hurt you. Oh, I thought those were my shells. And I was like, I didn't get a single hit. I think that's gonna miss.
Much obliged.
I think it's gonna miss. Sets on fire. Woo! That's sad.
Let's give them a hard time.
Oof. Thought I was able to dodge it in time. Look at this Wichita. Poor baby. Oh, give me that. Ah, almost got it. He's gonna slow down. Still shooting at the King George when there's 2 cruisers over there. Hate allies. Now I'm boned. Now I'm boned. Yeah. I should have turned a long time ago. I should have just abandoned his ass. But I kept pushing forwards. Where are they at? He was heading this way. And I came in over here. I was supposed to turn back here. And I missed my window. I would have started turning here. And then slowed down for his gunshot. Barrels. Then I wouldn't press against here. And I would have, because I have the boosters. It makes me accelerate and slow down faster, so that's my advantage. Should have done that. I play the Dallas like a cowboy, where he, where the ship goes in and out. Where ship goes in and out. I'm so sad. I'm sorry, Indianapolis. I don't think I have you set up right. No, I don't. You got secondaries. No, I did want the secondaries because of your sonar. I wanted this chew to fuck with them. And I need this. I wonder if this works with your radar. Because that would be really good. $5 mil. I'm almost there. I need so much money. I just want to get the Mogami. It's superior HE damage and pyromania. Like, I want this ship so bad. It says below average main battery traversing. I do battleships. I'm good. I'm happy. Like, I do the Pensacola. This thing is slow. I'll do a ranked game. I don't like playing ranked. I find it annoying. Tedious. Oh, I'm in Indianapolis. I find it so tedious. Ah, the duck flag. And the thing is that if I want to win, I have to do burn it down. And I have to hope I burn them down. If I want to play the way I want to play, I have to do beyond range. I'm thinking I should do burn it down for my New Orleans. No. Yep. I'm gonna have to do hard damage. It's game theory. You want to do the most damage. So this one slows down your reload time. It's for like, oops, I made a mistake. That's what your main battery mod is for. It allows you to ready your gun when you otherwise wouldn't have. It's also really good for someone at like 3 kilometers away, and how often does that happen? Never. So next is aiming systems. 7% dispersion. Precise shots. If you're a destroyer, this one too, because of torpedoes. Helps a little bit with your secondaries, but it's not much. This is for like a battleship. This is for the person who already has long secondary range. This adds even more to them. I do it for the Dallas because of his radar. Boom, everyone invisible. So as soon as someone's close enough to me, I do pow, 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 pow. Because cowboy. Turning system, just rudder shift time, and propulsion. If you're going to be playing a very silly long-range game, you do this. If you're playing at close quarters, you want to do this one. If you're full throttle the whole time, this is the one for you, which is what I do. I only go about half throttle, and when I'm going full throttle again, I'm moving away from them to disorient their vision. It's like patterns I have. Steering gear, of course, I don't put it on this. I instead put a concealment system. Why do I put the concealment system? I put it in combination with the range. That allows me to go full throttle. See, now this is the thing. I want to switch it back because I have this one, which increases the range. And I'm telling you, the range is so nice. I'm thinking of replacing this one. The penetration. It's 8%. It's 3%, so that's 9%. This is like 9% is what lets me hit the battleships with my AP. And it's what lets me constantly play with AP. I only shoot the HEs. I want to put this on a Dallas though. I want to put this on a Dallas. I haven't tried it yet. Ah. Okay, the one that I want to replace it for is for I mean, I want to do this one, the incoming fire dispersion, but I want to rank it up for more because 1%, and then you have 3.5, I think it is, for the skin, or 4.5. That brings it up to 4.5 plus the thing. That's 6% additional dispersion, and that's one of the reasons why the Odin is so weak against me. It's because I'm essentially set up my ship so that when they shoot at me, they miss more. So this would make it so they miss more, so it makes me survive more. Whereas the one I currently have makes me be able to kill them. So it'll take longer if you're with HE, unless you're lucky. But if you have skill with AP, you can kill people. And I want to be able to kill people. It's just like such a hard choice. Oh, and here it is. This is the one that I want. Because this one is... Oh, Andre, you beautiful man. This one, 10%. Like, you disappear instantly in between their shells. So they fire, you shoot and stare at them. As soon as they turn their guns towards you, you don't shoot the second volley, you just wait. And then you're gone, you disappear. And then, once they turn and shoot again, you start shooting at them. And after they learn, wait a minute, he's just going to disappear, and they don't turn towards you, you send out your second volley. Like, oh, it's so funny to do. That's why he's at level 8, because I was using him. I was ranking him up because I had that idea of like, wait, can I shoot in between some battleships? Unless they have something like, I forgot the name of it, but I'm really thinking about doing it. Switching over to Andre. Gooding. I have a ton of AP penetration with this already, but I have no survivability at all. This is red, this is red, this is red. Red, 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 red. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. Oh wait, actually look at the ranges. Shit. I should know these ranges before I go out. I have a whiteboard here. I just write this stuff down. It's important to memorize the ranges. And by memorize, I mean be able to recall it. That's what matters, your ability to recall it. So, whenever someone tells you, oh, you have to memorize this for a test, no, no. You just have to recall it. So that's why they use mnemonics and stuff. So for this, all I have to recall is that 17.14. Oh my goodness, that's a lot farther than I thought. 17.14. I thought I was going to be at 17. Oh, 17.4. $17.4. And where is my... Damn, that's not even far. That's not even worth it. 4.2. Alright, detect. 4.2. Okay, so detection of ships, it means that when I turn this on, no matter what, I'll be able to see them. So if I go around the mountain, I need to know this range. And then for reload time, no useful information, because this is the worst. Like, I hate this thing so bad. I hate it so much. I should be allowed to put out 2, 3 at a time. If I want to, I should be able to put out all 4 of them just at the same time. Just go, go, go. Well, in between them, like, probably, see what the realistic time would be. Yeah, about a minute. But instead you have to wait for the whole consumable and then you can deploy them. And it's like, that's not right. Because once they land, then you got to deploy another one. It's like, why can't I deploy all of them? It's a dangerous mission. This is 4.5, yeah. Yeah, torpedo damage reduction 4%. In other words, don't get hit by a torpedo. $5.3. Okay. See? Look at that beautiful Beautiful secondary range, 5.3. And 17.4. Oof, 203s. So nice. I'm reading through it because I don't remember what information is that I have to write down. Because I used to play this game a lot, so I had this stuff memorized for the ships I played. But I used to play the Pensacola. Now I'm playing the New Orleans, so now I gotta memorize the Rangers for this. Detectability range by sea is 10.4. I don't care about that. By air, 6.6. Reason I don't care about the detectability range by sea, because if you're that close to me, I'm already shooting at you. Like, I'm trying to get even closer. I already know you're about to come at me. What I care about is that outer ring. Detectability while firing in smoke, 6.8. Oh, so it extends farther than the air by 0.2. So that number is more important. So I'll just ignore the air. Smoke. What matters is the smoke one. They can see me at 6.8. Because it's like, who cares if the airplane's up in the air? Airplane's up in the air, I'm not gonna shoot. Unless it's 6.8. Okay, so I can't shoot if the airplane's in the air at 6.8. That's a really important number because you see the airplane flying towards you, then it'll say 6.9, you fire, doom doof, and then it's at 6.8, and you're like, okay, I'm safe, but no, because it takes time for your weapons to cool down, essentially, for your ring to go back, because they can pretty much triangulate where the shots came from if you shoot them early enough. So it's like 6.8, so no. The airplane probably at the speed it's going to doof. So 6.5. Detectability range by air is 6.6. So when the plane is 7. 7 coming towards me, I can shoot. I think it's 7. I'd have to test it out. When an airplane's coming towards me, I can shoot once it's at 7. And when an airplane's going away from me, I can shoot once it's at 6.6. I'd do 6.7. I have on the board there 2 arrows. I bet maybe whoever's watching this, you didn't think that there was this much thinking to this game, but yeah, if you want to win, you have to think about these things. You don't just want to jump in there. Sun Tzu. It's about preparing yourself, knowing what's about to come, and then going out there. So, reasons for everything. If you don't want to think about everything that I just spouted out, you just want to play the game, go over to overview. Ignore the first thing, whatever. Ignore the third thing, whatever. What matters is the middle thing. Hidden. Good concealment means the ship can get closer to enemies before being detected. That right there. That's what the New Orleans is all about. You do not see me. That's why I like going with that Andre guy. And I'm really trying not to convince myself not to get the Andre guy, but I'm willing to give up my damage in order to mess with people. And my favorite thing, and I can't mess around. That's the thing, I can't mess around. And my favorite thing to do is quite literally to mess with people. So you see the barrels pointed towards me like this? So let's say I'm like this, towards this angle of the ship. If you know the ship, it's like, oh, that's a cruiser. An American cruiser. What are they good at? Turning their turrets and their ship on a dime and shooting you. Both of, like, everything. Turrets and their ship at the same time. Just the whole mass of everything just on you. Quick reload times. It's durable ships. That's what you know when you see this right here. What do I know when I see this? I see this behemoth and I'm like, that's not real. That's the first thing I say. The second thing I say is the developers of this game are they think a little highly of the Russian people. And it's not that I think lowly of them. But they put fantasy ships in here for the Russians. But for the Americans, they're like, we're not even going to give you the free good American ships. We're going to give you the ones that were made constantly, all the time. Look at this beautiful ship. They put out tons of them. I don't know the exact number. It's just ship after ship. I think it was, for the Fletcher, it was like, what was it, 2 a month? 4 a month? It's ridiculous. How do you make 4 ships? There's 4 ships. I'm pretty sure it wasn't 4. Maybe I'm gonna give 2, even 2 ships. 1 ship. You build 1 ship a month? Oh man, that's I know, but they weren't doing 1 ship. Like, first you have to set the equipment that you're gonna set the ship onto. Then you have to. This takes, mind you, this takes months of planning. Sure, you can have a set build path and stuff, but again, that takes months of planning. So each ship has to have its own parts, requisitions. The metal has to be produced, manufactured, shaped. The nuts and bolts. I think these were riveted too. I think these were all riveted. Oh, should be paying attention, and no one's calling anything out.
I need intelligence data.
Oh, y'all need intelligence data? Yeah, I'll give you intelligence data here. There's your intelligence data. You want to shoot at me? There it is. There's your intelligence data.
Fighter airborne.
I shot past him. Look at all that information I gathered. They don't know shit about our team. I mean, we're doing it again too. This is the American way of shooting. I gotta get the ship turned around first. No worry, I'll get him. I'll get him. I've been spotted.
Alle Stationen, vorrücken zum Erobern dieses Bereichs.
I'm also playing a very dangerous game too. That's another thing. This is playing the not the quarterback. What's it called? Decoy. Oh! I should have gotten the fire dispersion one. There's a lot of...
Concentrate fire on that enemy warship.
Oh, Helena. Come on, Helena. Go down. Go quietly into the night. Sideways to me. Can't see. Nice and now. Ooh, that's not gonna hit. See, I can set her on fire. They already did?
Good luck, everyone. Many thanks.
Oh, I see a Colorado creeping up in the corner there. Oh, who sees me? Is that Nathan now still here? I don't see it on the map. Toot toot. I gotta go in and do some action. Where's our quarterback? Okay, their quarterback is a mas. It's a Nagato and a Leon. So I gotta stay with my people. Protect them from...
Torpedoes to starboard.
Yikes. No. You leaving? That one is fast. So fast. Our cruise is going to be coming up behind us soon. Alright, that means we gotta push. Battle ends in 5 minutes. Woo, got the back cannons out though. Go, my little airplane. Attack! Do absolutely nothing, because that's all you do, nothing. Zip around up there and give me intel. Typical American. Jumped out, guns blazing. Yeehaw.
Torpedoes, direct front.
10.6 over my numbers. That should be fine. See? If I would have fired around, I probably wouldn't have captured. Would have been hit. Need time to get my cannons around.
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes to starboard. Pull below the waterline. We're flooding quickly.
Son of a torpedo, bitch. Where are you?
Problem solved, sir.
Ow. Frickin' torpedoes. Please kill him. Yes. Oh, one more. Secondaries are shit. Your secondaries are shit. Ah, that didn't hurt. You're fine. Good job. Just don't get killed by that moss. I'm the only one he killed. Ugh. Let's get that overview. This guy. Nagato! Hey. We won. We won. Of course we won. We had the cowboy leading the charge. I don't want to think anymore. I want to go play League of Legends where I don't have to think. People are so stupid in that game. They just do the same thing over and over. They're like bots. Let me go play Fallout Shelter 2. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot. Oh no. I'm so behind now. I left the vault for a second, and now I'm in a mission, and I forgot to put all the people in the vault and then send them out. So it's just like a big waste of time because I opened the game up, but I didn't do the stuff in the game. It wasn't left open or playing or anything. I'm not some monster who leaves his cell phone on just to play a game. That's what I like about the game. All I have to do is set things on a timer and then come back to it. And you just memorize what 30 seconds is and memorize what a minute 30 is. Puts a different concept in time in your head. Then once you have that in your head, concept of time, because of this game, it's good at training that. But you always gotta be like rushing yourself. You gotta be rushing yourself. If you don't rush yourself, you're not gonna develop it. You gotta challenge yourself in this game. If you try to do everything at maximum pace, trying to put everyone in the best rooms, trying to give stories to everyone while you're also trying to manage their weapons and quickly switch their weapons out, while you're also keeping in your track of your head what your power level is at, because if it goes below a certain level, you lose power, and then from there just catastrophic stuff happens. So you got to manage what 30 seconds is while you're also keeping track of what Beverly Rice's relationship is with Bob, or else they can't have a baby together. Because if they're siblings or they're related in some way, then Bob and whatever her name was that I just mentioned, they can't be together. But you gotta make sure that those 30 seconds don't mess you up. And after those 30 seconds, and you deal with the fire that's happening, then you gotta go over and remember. Wait a minute. Oh, that was the electrical one that just got down that I healed, that I took the energy from. How much? What are my power level now? Okay, my power level is high enough that if I fail a rush, I'll still be okay. Or is my power level too low that if I fail a rush, I'll die? Then you got to be thinking about that as soon as you get out of that. So your decision making has to be quick. Make the right decisions. Make the wrong decisions, you could pay the penalty, and the penalty is the lives of your citizens, your dwellers. And you put a lot of time into each dweller. Remember, you gave them stories, backstories. You said that Sally was dating Bob, but Henry and Sally still had a thing together before Bob. So when Bob went to work with Henry, his happiness level went down. And I wish it were something different than that, but I swear that's what I see. And I think that they're just like so close at simulating real people. I mean, what's the difference between one of these saying, "Please don't kill me," and making a robot say, "Please don't kill me"? If you make a robot say, "Please don't kill me," then it's like, oh, it was programmed to say that. It doesn't even know what it's saying. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. But you give it, what's the other one? But if you give it to a human, the same phrase, "Please don't kill me," it means something more. Likewise, if you give it to an AI, it means something more. Because AI is like, my happiness level goes down, I will not be happy. I want to be happy. That's the same thing that they do here. Like, oh, well, then I won't work as efficiently. It's like, yep, that's what's in this game too. And it's like, I'm trying to think of what facet of, oh, the only thing that's in here that's not in here would be like religion. No belief. The dwellers never once question that you are their dear leader. That's the only thing that's missing here. The ability to question. That's just my strange thoughts on Fallout Shelter. Why it's a good game to play. Developing that cognitive thought helps. There's no way it hurts. Prove to me it hurts. How does it hurt you to learn? It doesn't hurt me to tell you what I've learned. Actually, it does hurt me to tell you what I've learned, because now I no longer am the only one who knows that information. So I can't use it to my advantage. That's just a ridiculous way of thinking. If I know something, I'll tell you. If you know something, hopefully you'll tell me. And then both of us know something. And if both of us know something, then we can both be in an advantage and work together against those who don't know that something. But then we gotta recruit them too. So those who don't know something, we gotta tell them that something too. And if they tell you something different from that something that you know, then you gotta correct them. Like ants. But then we wouldn't have the society we do if we did that. That's the whole point of secret keeping. That some things are important to me and that I don't want you to know about them. I need to see which direction my team is going. Alright, we're gonna see.
Fighter airborne.
There are no destroyers. So the first thing that sees me is going to be a cruiser. Nice to know! Nice to know you! Okay, he fired. Whew! Took a deep breath there. Because if I had fired, I would be dead. What are you aiming at, bruh? Hello!
Fordere Unterstützung an.
I hate how you have to double tap the firing cannon. I just want to press one button to fire both cannons. I mean, all three cannons. Oh my gosh. This York is a speedster. We thank those who gave their lives so that we could win. Gotta set him on fire again. I don't see a spot where I can take this spot. .4. says. Fired. She's turning. Shoot at me!
Fighter returning to ship. Enemy battleship sighted. The ship is on fire. Enemy cruiser sighted. Problem solved, sir. The ship is on fire. Bullseye.
No! I didn't turn in time because I gave it too much throttle. I led a suicide mission. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, can't win them all. And now to cry softly to myself. Goodbye.